So let me ask you something really interesting. Have you ever picked up your phone just to check one notification, and then by the time you realize, you are scrolling for 2 hours, like random videos, memes, or some bullshit nonsense models on Instagram? It's not your fault entirely. These devices are designed to trap you. But here's the truth. If you let your phone controls you, you are giving away a piece of your life, your focus, your time, even your happiness. I remember a time when I was stuck in the same loop. I'd wake up and the first thing I'd do, grab my phone. I wasn't checking anything important, just scrolling social media, checking for messages of the people, like reels most of the times. Hours slipped by. I wasn't proud of who I was becoming. And when I looked around, I wasn't alone. Study shows that average person spends over 3 hours just scrolling Instagram and Facebook videos, and it's all that nonsense. It's nearly a whole month every single year wasted. But here's the truth. You can break free. And trust me, it's possible. Let me show you how to do that, because I've done that. And I'm gonna give you a step-by-step process of how to actually break your phone addiction. Step number 1, awareness. First, you have to track your usage. The first step is awareness. You can't fight what you don't understand. So download an app like maybe Screen Time for iPhones and Digital Wellbeing for Android. Most of the time they are inbuilt, but if you don't have them, just download them from Play Store or App Store, whatever that happens to be. Track how much time you're spending on your phone and where it's going. Like how much time do you spend on Instagram, TikTok, emails, or whatever that happens to be, on games, whatever. Just write it down. Take a week out and just analyze all of the stuff and just write it down, like every single day. Like Monday I spent 3 hours on Instagram, Tuesday I did that, and make a chart for a whole week and see. When I did this, I realized I was spending nearly 30 hours a week just on my phone. And most of the time like 10 to 20 hours, almost around, that's half a work week on Instagram. Once you see the number, it hits you hard. But awareness isn't enough. You have to take some actions. So let's move on to the step number 2. Now, the step number 2 is set clear intentions. Ask yourself, when do I even use my phone? Is it for boredom, escapism, work? So once you know your boundaries, for example, if your goal is to stop wasting time, decide I will only use social media for 30 minutes a day. Write it down. Don't just think that, okay, I'm gonna do this. Write it down. Study shows that people who set specific goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. So make it clear, measurable, and actionable. Say for example, I'm gonna use social media for, let's just say, just 30 minutes a day. And then you can have like the digital well-being also, I think, have some sort of functionality to set up a timer for every single app. Like you can use just for 30 minutes, and then every single time you try to open it, it gives you a notification. Then okay, you ran out of time, or it's done for the day, or something like that. So basically it just gives you a little bit of awareness that okay, you are done with it. Now you cannot do that. So you have to have clear, measurable, actionable goals for every single stuff that you're doing, right? Step number 3, create friction. Make it harder to use your phone, or make it harder to use the application. Maybe move it to a different folder, or change the dynamic. If it's a drawer, then make it slider or something like that. These apps are addictive because they're too easy to access. So start by removing the social media apps from your home screen, or even deleting them temporarily if you want to. Or maybe you can set up the time blockers, like app blockers like Freedom or Stay Focused or things like that. Or leave your phone in another room when you're working. This is perhaps the best one. If you can delete them, then that levels out. That's the best case scenario. But if you cannot delete them, you want to stay on social media, then just leave them on another room whilst you're working. Sounds simple, right? But here's the magic. Friction creates a pause. Suddenly grabbing your phone isn't automatic anymore. You'll think, do I really need this right now? Because when you have a little bit of friction applied on it, maybe you have moved it to a different folder, or maybe you've changed the dynamic, at least you'll have a 1 or 2 second required. And in that moment, you'll think like, do I really need to do this right now? Maybe I don't. And you'll not use it. That's most likely what would happen. So step number 4. So the step number 4 says replace the habit. Habits just don't disappear. You have a habit of using your phone every single day. So you need to replace them. You cannot just disappear. Like you cannot just leave that habit behind. If you usually grab your phone out of boredom, replace it with something meaningful. Keep a book nearby, maybe open book. Whilst I'm working, I always have a book opened. Or maybe you can start journaling. Pick up a hobby you have been putting off. Even going like for 10 minutes walk can make a difference. Going out on sun for 10 minutes can make a difference. Or listening to a simple music. Put down your phone on some far place. Like your hand cannot reach, and just put on the earbuds and just listen to the music. That's it. Don't use any social media or random nonsense weird applications like YouTube shorts, Instagram reels or TikTok or things like that. Just stay away from all of those endless scrolling. For me, I replace my endless scrolling with reading. Studies from the University of Sussex basically shows that 6 minutes of reading every single day can reduce your stress level by 68%. Imagine what an hour can do, and I do it for 2 hours a day. Think about that. How clear my mind would be. Because I've been doing this for maybe 3 or 4 months by now. I've been doing for 4 months. Think about that. It will make a huge difference if you put this habit on your list. Step number 5, schedule phone-free time. So you need a phone-free period in your day. You need to schedule that. Maybe it's the first hour of the morning and last hour before bed. During this time, keep your phone out of your sight. Replace it with something restorative, like stretching, meditation, planning your next day, or thinking about what you did in the current day, like journaling or something like that. So when I started this, morning became my favorite part of the day. Instead of waking up, checking the notifications, I woke up to peace. I woke up, planned my day, design all of the stuff like scripting the videos, and think about or maybe reading the book. Like I'm reading currently the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I sit down and read, or maybe I script the videos that I'm currently recording. I do that and it feels genuine peace. It feels fulfilling. Like at least I have something interesting, I have something really productive to do, which can make a difference in the future. Step number 6, the dopamine detox. So now, here's the hard part. For 1 weekend, try the dopamine detox. It does not mean giving up your phone entirely, but just use it for the essentials. No social media, no games, no YouTube rabbit holes. Spend that time reconnecting with the world around you. So Harvard University shows that reducing overstimulation helps your brain recalibrate. You'll feel clearer, more focused, and surprisingly happier. It's better to be a clear mind than a smart mind. Like that's basically a better version. So you will start to see these things when you put on the dopamine detox on your schedule. Like you are just going to use your phone for the essentials. Like for me, I just take my phone for recording or uploading. That's it. I don't take it for using social media or anything. If I have a notification or message, I'll check it on my laptop. All I have is WhatsApp on my laptop. That's it. I don't have Instagram, no Twitter, nothing at all. So if you want to message me on Instagram, I'm not gonna see that for 1 or 2 weeks. It's gonna be there. Step number 7, build accountability. Breaking for addiction isn't easy, my friend. You don't have to do it alone. Share your goal with maybe friends or maybe like-minded people if you have a community or something like that. If you have a like-minded guy or a bud who is exactly on the same path as you are, create a challenge together by limiting your phone use like Instagram or Twitter or maybe that use to 30 minutes a day. Check in weekly and celebrate the progress. And if you don't have that kind of people, if you think if you really feel it uncomfortable to sharing your goals and to sharing these kind of stuff with your friends or people like that, because they will think that you are such a weird guy, then just write it down on a piece of paper and stick it on your wall where you can see it every single time you sit down to work, like in front of your desk. So it will just build some accountability. Accountability isn't just about rules, it's about the support. So you'll stick when someone knows, or at least you know that you have to do this and you are not going to ditch on this thing. Step number 8, reward your progress. Celebrate the wins. Each week you stick to your limits, reward yourself. It could be as simple as create extra time for your hobby, or as big as treating yourself to something you wanted for a while. The rewards keeping the momentum going. One important thing that you have to understand is breaking free from your phone addiction isn't about giving up your phone entirely, but it's about using your phone less. It's about taking your life back, your focus, your time, your happiness. And remember, the journey won't be perfect, but every single small step that you take is going to count. and it's going to compound interest. So remember, your phone should serve you, not control you. So start today. You got this. So if you found this video anywhere helpful, hit the like button. If you found it this helpful, or if you found it like weirdly nonsense, hit the dislike button. That's it. And if you want more practical life-changing strategies like this, then make sure to subscribe this. So see you in the next one.